All right, here we go. All right, y'all, we back with another video from my friends over at Lackluster. Subscribe to their channel on YouTube. They make dope videos. He's doing the good Lord's work for the people out here. This one says 10 mil lawsuit, no qualified immunity. The fact when I see a no qualified immunity in any one of his titles of his video lets me know that this is going to be a banger. You know what I mean? That something the cops did might have been so egregious that they got no safe space. They're up, their asses on the hook. Let's see what happens in this video, y'all.
I have no weapons. Obviously, we don't know that. I'm asking you to leave. I'm asking you to leave my residence.
I'm about to put you in handcuffs, sir.
Why would you put me in handcuffs?
Turn around, put your hands behind your back. Put down the damn phone. You're calling 911 and we're standing right in front of you. The cuffs wouldn't be on you if you weren't acting the way you are.
Whatever. Acting by exercising my constitutional
Okay, have a seat. The worst thing you can do is make a 911 call right in front of them.
Welcome back to the Lackluster channel.
Imagine having to call the 911 to save you from the cops.
In 2019, the VA called the LAPD to do a wellness check on a veteran they had seen as a patient shortly after the officers arrived. Slade Douglas answered his door.
Hi, Doug? Douglas, Mr. Slade.
Yes.
How you doing? All right. We got a call from, was it the veterans?
I don't know what they call it.
Can we come in and talk to you for a minute?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, that's what they do. First of all, the cops, unless they have a warrant, you don't open the door, because what they do is they put their foot in the door. And the minute they do that, you can't close it, because then you've assaulted them and now they've got grounds to arrest you. So talk through the door and you leave it at that. Otherwise, they can't enter. You don't have to grant them entry, you know.
Is there anyone else in the house?
No, that's me.
So, I'm just going to make sure nobody else is
No,
in
please,
here.
no. Hold on, I asked you no.
All right, just
I'm
relax.
about to ask you to leave, because this is my house.
Okay.
Number one, and you just can't walk around.
Let me ask you just a couple questions. Okay. The veterans people, they were concerned, okay, regarding a couple things. One was that you were threatening to commit suicide.
That's not true.
Okay. So what I'm here for is just to make sure you're not going to do something like that. You understand? So if you need our help, that's what I'm here for.
I'm okay.
So we're not here to mess with you, bother you, or anything.
Well, you do understand if you just walk in my place and you just automatically start walking around, and I know y'all wear body cams as well. I'm extra unfortunate too. If you just come in my place like that and you just start walking around, you have to have my permission to do that. So I don't appreciate that. You can't violate my rights because you got to call it help.
Okay. Right.
So you're not helping me if you just come in and you automatically start violating.
Well, sir, it was more for like officer safety.
No, it's not officer safety because I didn't even have to let you in.
Right.
So, don't say right, because it's about my safety, because you're in my domain, and if you're here to help me, you can't say, well, my safety, because I have no weapons. Obviously,
We don't know that.
You do know that, because I'm asking you to leave. Please leave. I'm asking you to leave.
You don't feel
I
like
know,
yourself?
I'm asking you to leave.
You don't feel like
Please
hurting
leave.
yourself?
I'm asking you to leave my residence.
Well, if you answer this question, then
I'm asking you to leave my residence.
I'm about to put you in handcuffs, sir.
If you do that, that's your choice.
Okay, turn around. Put your hands behind.
Why would you put me in handcuffs?
Turn around. Put your hands behind your back.
What have I done?
You're gonna listen to what I said. You're gonna put down the phone. You're calling 911.
Ego. Here we go. Here comes the ego.
What have I done?
Put down the damn phone.
Why are you
Turn
cursing
around
at
and put
me?
your hands
Why
behind
are
your
you
back.
using profanity
Put your
at
hands
me?
behind your back.
Why are you using?
Because you know what? You're calling 911 and we're standing right in front of
But
you.
I'm
Does that
asking
make
you to
sense?
leave my residence.
I'm not leaving your place now. Turn around. Put
You
your hands
said you
behind your
came
back.
here to help
I'm not
me.
doing that now. Put your hands behind your back. You're calling 911 right in front of us.
Because I asked you to leave my residence.
we can't leave.
You know
We
this.
determined.
You know this. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
No, I
If you
do
were
not.
law
I have
enforcement, then
rights.
you would understand.
Okay. And this is why African Americans have issues with law
Don't
enforcement.
start that. Don't start that. That's a bunch of
I asked you
nonsense.
to leave, and you use profanity at someone?
That's okay. I could use that.
Oh, really?
if I
For
want,
someone
yes.
who you concerned about
Yes.
doing something to themselves?
Hey, you know what? When you're not listening to commands, what did you do?
That wasn't a command.
All right.
A command for me to ask you to leave my residency?
You don't command us to do
I
that.
can ask you to leave if you're not supposed. Why are you here? You were here to help me, and
We are here because somebody wanted us to shut
And
down.
I told you I was fine. And then you started exacerbating my condition.
You need-
Why are you putting your hand up like for me not to speak? You can't help a person if you don't want to listen to what they are saying. If I ask you to leave because you're exacerbating my disability, which clearly you're aware where I'm a person with a disability because you already observed, number one, you see a sign right here that's saying that. Number two.
How do I know what that is?
Yeah. What is that? Oh, well, how do you
How do you know I don't have one?
You could, but guess what? If you had one and you came in my residency and I
So you're the victim here, right? You're the victim here, right?
Well, you guys are victimizing me. And now I'm in cuffs.
Well, you're in cuffs now because of the way you're acting.
Why? I asked
Who
you
else
not
is
to
here?
touch my plate.
Don't.
Why are you grabbing me? I'm not doing anything.
Relax. Relax.
But I asked you not to look
Relax.
at my plate. Okay, that's a violation.
You-
Stand right there.
No, you cannot.
Why not?
Because you're in our custody right
This is why you never open the door, bro. Never open the door. They don't got a warrant. Fucking talk through the door. I have nothing else to say. Or call my phone. I'll talk to you through the phone while you're outside. Never open the door.
You know what? You could call up whoever you talk to and tell them, explain to them
Sir, would you please
why
not
we're here.
step on my rug, please? That's a very expensive rug.
Who says I want to step on your rug?
Why are you acting
Are
like
these your
this?
shoes?
See, yes, they are.
Okay, good. You can put them on. You have ID with you?
I do, but I need to get it. I can't get it.
Where's your ID?
Would you please remove your hands off of me?
No, I will not.
I'm not resisting.
No, I will not. No, I will not. And I recommend you don't resist. So put your shoes on.
Why would I resist so y'all can
Go ahead,
whip my
put your
ass?
shoes on.
That's what y'all want to do anyhow.
What's your problem?
You?
You know what? We came here because you called for help.
I didn't call you. I didn't call you.
Who did you call?
I did not call you.
Who did you call?
I didn't call you.
Who do you think they're going to call?
I don't know. Obviously, I wouldn't want them to call you all.
Well, they did.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
and now you're in our custody because you're under a mental evaluation.
That's funny. Okay. I'm glad, and the body cams are working too.
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
Absolutely.
Where's your ID?
Do you want your ID?
I can't get it because I'm not going to allow you to go through my things here either.
Okay. So you don't own any weapons.
I already showed you that I had no weapons.
I don't know
told
that.
you that.
I don't know that.
Okay, you don't know anything.
Because I could go looking for anywhere that you might have a weapon if you're going on a 5150 hold.
I shouldn't be on a 5150 hold.
Why don't
5150 is for mental psych. You know, you're basically it's deeming you cuckoo and shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's an abuse of authority to put someone on a 5150 hold who has shown no signs of harming themselves.
Are these your keys to your apartment, sir?
They are. Okay.
I'm actually kind of surprised this happened. This is in LA. That they're this, you know, like they're so dismissive of them, and they're in LA, which is super liberal and placate to everybody. That these cops are kind of just being dicks about it.
And I don't believe you're law enforcement the way you're acting.
I can't believe you're law enforcement either. But you are.
Yeah.
Which we see it all too often in terms of how law enforcement act.
Act towards who?
Hey, could you go let Aaron know that I'm being unlawfully detained?
Don't worry about it.
Could you do that for me? Aaron.
I don't know.
The manager here. Could you let him know? Could you let him know? Aaron.
Yeah, you can make
Go
your
tell
phone.
Donna for me. Will you go tell Donna for me?
Aaron right here.
John, go tell Aaron that I'm being unlawfully detained. Aaron. Yes, for no reason. For no reason whatsoever.
You called us.
I did not call you. I called you so you.
Yeah.
Why are you using the arm bar on me? I'm turning around. What are you? Oh, I gotta face this way now. Why is that?
Look at where you're acting.
What you mean? How am I acting? I hope this is gonna be worth it to you. I hope it's gonna be worth it.
I'm not feeling this one, man. I'm not feeling this one.
It is for me to say I'm a citizen. You're a citizen. Unfortunately, you all never did.
I don't disagree with that. Don't pull me.
What you mean don't pull you? I'm walking. I'm walking. What you mean don't pull you?
You think I'm just here for the fun of it?
Yeah, apparently you decided to escalate the matter, so yes.
Do you think I'm
Yes,
here for the fun of it?
I do. Yes, I do. You escalated the matter.
I mean, they did
You
escalate it.
escalated the matter.
You will be sitting down in this car, okay?
Why wouldn't I not sit down in the
Good,
car?
thank you, sir.
Slade has now been arrested, but it's unclear exactly what for.
Right.
Calling a mental health hotline is not unlawful.
Right.
And Slade denies that he claimed he said anything to the extent of harming himself. The officers lack enough information to initiate a 5150
Right.
hold, and appear to only have arrested Slade for asking them to leave and dialing 911 in the presence of law enforcement.
The worst thing you can do is make a 911 call right in front of us.
I can do what I want to if you're violating my rights. Don't tell me. Oh, so that's retaliation then. I can call wherever I want to. I have not violated any laws.
It's true.
Is there an extension on there?
Call 911. Y'all don't always act in accordance to the law either. Plenty of y'all get arrested and in prisons. Your badge don't make you above the law. Your badge does not cause me not to have rights. I violate that right. Your badge to do. And then because I call 911, you put me under cover. I can call 911.
Not when I'm there, sir.
Yeah, what you mean not when you're there?
What law?
If I ask you to leave,
Yo, yeah, for real. Like, what law is there? What law is there that you can't call 911 when the cops are in your presence? Like, this is some dumb shit. I can't believe these cops are actually trying to stand on that.
Well, you're not going to let me answer? Then I'm not going to answer.
okay, but you have a lot of errors.
Actually, what you did was against the law.
It's not against the law. What you did was against my rights, so it was against the law as well. Your badge does not allow you to deny a person their constitutional rights. When I asked you to leave, you should leave. You asked me, I told you that I was in no danger to myself or others. You did not, and you noticed that based upon your observation. So when I asked you to leave after you guys started demonstrating my disability, you should have left. You don't behave me because I'm asking you to leave my residence because you're engaging in
It's hard to hear what he's saying, but
trying to escalate the matter.
The officers attempted to call a supervisor, but are first unable to get a hold of anyone, and after 10 minutes in cuffs, the veteran's physical disabilities became inflamed, so we asked to have the cuffs adjusted.
Okay, give me 1 second. I will not put them in the
Well,
front.
you need to move them because it's exacerbating.
I will fix them, though. I will fix them.
Okay, could you do it really soon?
Yes.
I'm asking for a reasonable accommodation.
I told you that's what I'm going to do, so be
Okay, well, I
quiet.
need it soon because my disability is being exacerbated. And then you go raising your voice again at somebody. Why are
Hey,
you raising your
you
voice?
won't let me get a word in edgewise.
Because I'm fucking hurt.
Get up. Get out.
You can speak to me in a different tone as well. You don't need to scream. And don't say that I am because you claim you're supposed to be helping me.
that's true, man.
These cuffs are just
It's a
fine.
right. And it's not that it's loose, it's a positioning on my arm.
What are you talking about?
I have a, okay, you're aware
What are you
that I'm a
talking about?
disabled veteran,
Are
right?
you sure? Yeah, well,
Okay,
that's what
I
you're
have
saying. to
cervical
me.
radiculopathy.
You see, there's plenty of room there.
No, it's not about the room, it's
There's-
the positioning on my arm.
Well, how do you want your arms?
I need this cuff to be removed so from the front.
You know what? The cuffs wouldn't be on you if you weren't acting the way
Okay,
you are.
whatever. Acting by exercising my constitutional
Okay, have a
rights.
seat.
I
I just checked your cuffs. Get
Okay,
in.
it's not the cuffs, it's the positioning of my arms. I requested the
That's
accommodation.
how the LAPD does our
No, you can
handcuffs.
also
Have a
make
seat.
so that's the purpose of asking for a reasonable accommodation.
And that was the reasonable
No, the
accommodation.
reasonable accommodation is to reposition my arm because it's exacerbating my
Reposition
condition.
it how?
I need it in the front because it's exacerbating.
That's not how we do. That's not how we do our handcuffs.
Well, the thing about asking for a reasonable accommodation is a policy exception.
No, we don't have a policy exception
Yes,
for
you
that.
do. Everyone
No.
complies by
You can
ADA.
have a
Okay,
separate.
that's fine.
No, police do not. Police do not.
He's just being a dick. Here's the thing. They totally could do it, right? If dude's been complying, he hasn't necessarily been fighting, whatever, it could have done it. And he's not taking into account he's a disabled veteran and all this. Like, these are all factors you got to take into account. You know what I mean?
I just explained to you what we did.
You haven't done anything. It has nothing to do with the cuffs. It's the positioning of my arm.
The officers finally get a hold of someone and request a supervisor to arrive on scene.
Yeah, they fucked up.
Call a supervisor.
Mr. Slade, what's your birthday?
Call a supervisor. I requested a superior officer.
We're gonna take you to see one.
You need to leave now then. I'm in pain. I requested to see a superior officer.
All right, we're going to take you right now.
This is Wheeler from Central Division. How are you?
The fact that they can't even get a hold of a superior for this long shows you how abysmal the LA fucking policing is. How are you not able to contact a superior for God knows how long?
I'm out here in the field, and we have we got a radio call, the second-hand caller from the Veterans Crisis Hotline. And anyways, we're out to his place. According to the comments, he was considering committing.
That's not
We're
true.
here at scene. Have him in custody, but we cannot get a hold of the actual PR who is calling from the Veterans Crisis. He said he did call them, but he did not threaten to commit suicide.
1X45. Can I get a supervisor for a location?
Like,
Yeah, I actually tried to call them and wasn't able to reach her. I mean, that's probably a huge, huge bureaucracy.
While waiting, the officers laugh off the possibility of a lawsuit.
As soon as I'm out of here, everything, it's gonna be on everything. Local.
That's fine, sir.
Yeah, you think I'm lying. And I'm suing you. Why?
Okay.
You can laugh. I'm glad you find it funny.
No, sir, we got your date of birth.
I don't care what you got.
Eventually, Slade would ask for medical assistance for the pain in his neck.
Maybe we can do that because.
Are you gonna help me with the handcuffs?
No, look. I'm going to ask you something, okay? Well, I want to talk to you for a second.
My arm is exacerbated.
Douglas.
I don't want to talk to you.
Because that's what we
I don't want you to be in handcuffs any longer than you have to be.
I need medical attention. Could you take me to get medical attention?
Yes, you will get medical attention.
I need it immediately.
Okay.
I've asked for a reasonable accommodation for the last 15 minutes.
Douglas, you requested a supervisor. I called one.
No, but now he's taking them to. I need medical. I requested an accommodation as well. On the ADA and the California Disability Person. You guys are refusing to do that.
Douglas,
Why you put your hand up like that?
if you don't need medical assistance.
I said I need medical attention. I don't know why you would say something different than what I just said. I need medical attention.
Do you take any medication?
I'm not answering that question. I need medical attention immediately.
Okay. What's your birthday?
I'm not answering that question either.
didn't they just say this found his birthday? Lying asses.
Information.
I'm already detained. What you mean they're gonna need it? You already got me in cuffs now? Shit, they're gonna find it out anyhow. I'm not answering any of your questions.
You don't want to answer any questions.
I don't have to.
It's true. You don't. Good job.
You haven't even told me why.
They call him an ambulance, and then he could go with them if he wants.
Look at this cop, bro. He's like out of the 1980s. What kind of cop wears his duty uniform with the sleeves unbuttoned? That tells me everything I need to know about this douchebag of a cop. Who does that? Seriously. Yeah, seriously. Who wears their shit? Like, what?
He could go with them if he wants.
Douglas. So you would like me to call you an ambulance?
I need medical attention.
You would like me to call you
Whatever
ambulance?
procedure that you guys use, I need medical
Okay,
attention.
can you tell me the
we'll call
kind
an
of
ambulance.
ambulance?
I said it many times.
We'll
Once I
call
requested
you an ambulance. Is that what you want?
Okay.
Once I requested a reasonable accommodation, it was 15
Well, no,
minutes ago.
you got to say what you need. I
No,
don't know what
I
you need.
requested a reasonable accommodation. You didn't grant it. As a result of that, it is
I
exacerbated. I
do
need medical
not
attention.
put your hands up in front.
Douglas.
That's not going to happen.
Excuse me?
Your hands are not going to be placed in front of you.
Okay.
That's not how we do things.
Well, the whole purpose of a reasonable accommodation is to
We
make a
don't do it
policy
like that.
exception.
No,
You're not even a superior officer. You don't. Okay.
Douglas,
we don't do it like
what do
that.
you need the ambulance
medical
for?
attention.
For?
My exacerbation of disability, cervical radiculopathy, C5 and C6,
Okay.
due to the handcuffs
Okay.
and the abusive touching that you did as
Okay.
well. On the
The abusive touching. Nice little touch right there. Look how long it takes, bro. Look, it's crazy. Look how long it's taking them to get a hold of a superior to figure this out. These two cops are fucking lost in the sauce. Like, they literally don't know what's happening right here. They're just lingering around. Why is this taking so long?
Requesting all these services.
You're not giving it. That's the problem. Why am I still
I'm calling you an ambulance.
Why was I handcuffed in the first place? Because I called 911.
1X45. Can I get an RA 255 for male, approximately 38
You're in
years of
custody
age,
because you're under a
conscious,
mental
breathing,
evaluation.
complaining of pain to
From
his
us.
neck.
You don't have authority to put someone.
When the VA calls us, yes, we do.
You said because I called
Yes, we do.
911.
No, it's not that. You don't get to do that. That is against the law. You don't get to do that.
It's on video.
You don't get to do that.
No, you doing it.
Who are you going to call? The police on the police?
I guess.
Yes.
That's not going to happen.
Yes.
Police, what you mean, the police on the
Not going to happen, sir.
Who handles the investigation of the complaint?
You're more than happy to speak to a supervisor about what we did here today.
Nah, it's got to be more than
You're more than happy to speak to a supervisor. That's fine.
It's got to be more than
That's fine.
I hope it is fine.
It's not a problem, sir.
I really could use some help.
Douglas, will you listen to me for a second?
I have been listening.
Okay.
You haven't been listening.
I'm not here to fight you, argue with you.
You already have.
Listen, will you just hear me out for a second?
No, I don't need to hear you. You got me in fucking.
Hear me for a second.
I don't need to. You don't need to talk to me. I asked for accommodation. You can't help. Don't try to, deviate from what y'all did up there.
It's okay. You can say whatever you like.
I know I can. You don't have to tell me. I already know I can.
Yeah.
How are they? Injuries?
Yeah, I mean, they escalated it. Now he's trying to come back on some, hey, let's talk this out type shit.
Tell me he's got spine issues from previous injuries.
And from you putting your hands on me, there was an
X45,
additional
what is
injury as well.
complained of pain.
Okay.
I know, okay.
That's fine.
Disabled military veteran.
Roger.
30 minutes after being cuffed,
30?
a supervisor arrives on
30
scene.
Hey,
minutes?
sorry. I'm rolling here. Okay, so got a call from the VA.
What the fuck? What is he, like 22 years old, a sergeant? Yo, LA's in the gutter, bro. Worst city. I would never live in Cali again, man. You could never pay me enough to live there.
Apparently, this guy threatened to commit suicide over the phone. Then I hung up the phone, so it generated a call with the VA. Called us. Get out here. We get up to the apartment. He's in there. He opens the door for us. He actually lets us in. After a few minutes, start just checking, make sure nobody else is in there. We handcuff him because he immediately gets irate. Starts calling 911 on his phone because now he's asking us to leave.
Yo, do you notice that? You notice? Listen to what he just said. We put him in cuffs because he got irate. Words matter, and this is that fucking shit that they do. He was not irate in that. He was asking them to leave calmly, and that was it. Listen to how he's trying to spin it and make it look like he was out of control, so we had to go ahead and get him in cuffs. This is the fucking bullshit that they will write up in the reports, and if there wasn't body cam footage to show us, and anybody with a reasonable sense would watch that and see, like, maybe he was a little, you could tell he didn't want him there, and that's fine. He was not irate. He asked him to please leave. He no longer needed this, whatever else. And he called the cops. There was nothing irate about anything that he just did right there. You know what I'm saying? It hurts that these incompetent officers look, because the other officer there looks maybe Asian and or Chicano. This officer, the one that the too cool for school guy, I don't know what he looks like, but my thing though is if you know you're dealing with a disabled veteran, I'm approaching that 100% totally different than if it was just some random call. I'm going to go in there trying to be way more understanding and try to be way more conversational and, hey, man, hey, I relate. I'm a veteran. I've been through stuff. Hey, man, are we cool? Is there anything you want to talk about? Listen, I would go in there and be like, hey, man, you know what? Hey, let's, you would try to find some kind of common ground to humanize the conversation and not make it feel threatened. When you come in there and you try and throw authority around for a veteran who might especially have mental disability from what they suffered, that could be an extremely triggering event that can get them to react in a way that they wouldn't ordinarily do. And now you're dealing with somebody that, now he's a monster. Well, no, you came in there and triggered his PTSD, and it caught him and it made him flip it to this other mode. You know what I mean? It's all about how you handle it. And there should be certain ways that cops come in and deal with, knowing they knew, this is important, they knew that they were going into a veteran's home, a veteran call, disabled veteran. They should have approached that 100% differently from the jump.
But it's like at that point, I'm already there, so put him in handcuffs. I'm not able to get a hold of the lady from the VA. Whoever called it in, I have to try to find her extension somehow. But he's just been completely irate the whole time. He's in handcuffs. He wants his handcuffs in the front. I told him he cannot do that. I made sure his handcuffs were loose enough. They weren't restricting any
Notice that he does not say the reason why he asked for the handcuffs in front. Again, adding shit that isn't true and leaving important shit out is what he's doing right here. He didn't say he asked for them in front because he says he has a disability with his spinal thing, whatever, C3, whatever he said. That might have been a big difference in all this.
any type of issue with his hands or anything like that. But like I said, he's completely 415. He wants a supervisor. Called him an RA. Said he's got pre-existing injuries from the military. Won't answer any of our questions. Won't work with us in the slightest. But that's where we're at. Well, to us, at this point, he won't answer any of our questions to do anything. But and then after we got him in handcuffs, I started making the phone calls. MEU says, "Oh yeah, okay, we'll have a team at the station for you to meet us there." But as far as me verifying what he said with the VA, I can't, can't do that.
Well, maybe you would meet them. You can do that. But
Yeah.
You get checked up by the RA.
Yeah, right.
We'll do that in a minute. MEU's not meeting them.
Yeah, MEU's gonna meet us there at the station. Okay. All right.
So what display?
You didn't let us finish our investigation.
What you mean?
No.
That's no
No,
reason to put someone.
yes, it is.
Why? Because you was violating my rights.
We're not violating any rights.
How can you say that?
We did not conduct our investigation
What was your investigation?
to see if you needed
And
to
I
be in
indicated
place.
that I was good.
Okay. You didn't let us finish our investigation.
Whatever.
Okay.
Make up stuff.
All right.
The same, just
Oh,
make
okay.
up stuff.
If that's how you like to see it. All right, Douglas, this is our supervisor.
Slade explains that he was put in custody for calling 911 and the extent of his disabilities to the supervisor, during which an ambulance arrives.
How you doing, sir?
Over 30 minutes for all of this, for the supervisor and for the paramedics to show up, by the way, in LA. And what's crazy to me is LA is very liberal, and like this goes before court or goes on social media. Everyone in LA is going to be up in arms because you can't do this to a veteran. It's like they know the cards are stacked against them, and yet they still proceed in this behavior.
This guy's been very difficult with us. He's in custody for 5150 evaluation. The thing is, he has prior injuries to his back, I guess C-spine issue or something from previous injury in the military or something like that.
Okay.
And he requested an ambulance. So here we are. But it's, I know there's nothing you can really.
So he's ambulatory on scene, walking, talking,
Oh, yeah.
awake and alert.
Yeah.
And we're going to the hospital because.
You know what? If he says he doesn't want to go, does he still have to go?
Oh, I'm asking. Is he in custody?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's gonna. So we're here because he says he doesn't want to go by squad car. He wants to go by ambulance.
No. Why you're here is I was going to take him to the station to get eval'd by our mental evaluation people, but he has been so difficult with us, and now he's claiming he's got previous back injuries and wants us to reposition his handcuffs, and we can't do that. Okay. So that's where we're at.
Alright.
We're here for a mental evaluation.
Okay.
And so when we have him in handcuffs, he doesn't obviously like being in handcuffs. So now he's complaining we need to move his handcuffs to the front. We can't do that. Okay. He's saying it's irritating his previous injuries from the military.
Do you have any medical complaint before you guys got down here?
No. So if they don't transport them, yeah, we'll just take him to the station. I mean, there's nothing medically.
I think. All right. So.
If there's nothing medically.
So here's the deal. How much time you have on?
20.
I have 34. So the smartest thing's going to be put him on a gurney, handcuff him to the rails, take him to the hospital, tell the doctor that he's complaining that he's got previous back injuries and he fell in comfort position. He does, and you need to clear him. That way, it takes all the liability off you guys, takes it off the city. I think it'll be. It'll be the best thing to do.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
We got
So we're on the
information.
It was like they all consultated here how to remove liability off of them in the city, bro. What? They conspired in front of us on body cam.
So all I need is you know, his name, birthday, address he's got for his homeless. But we'll basically do that. So,
Okay.
Slade is then handcuffed to a gurney and taken to the hospital.
Actually, here, stand up here for a second.
Did you stop putting your hands on me?
I know I have to.
I'm gonna get up myself though.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm just gonna make sure.
I'm asking you to remove your hand.
No, I'm not. Stand up, please.
See, I just pressed it again. They didn't want to leave. I called 911. They detained me. They saying I'm on a 5150 home. They saying I'm on a 5150 home. So if I'm on a 5150 home, then for calling 911.
Don't be telling everybody
I
that.
can tell people what the hell I want.
You're going for an evaluation.
that way, this guy gets taken care of. He wants medical help. He gets medical help. And
Yeah.
just, hey,
Yeah, and then they can just tell the doctor.
So like even the supervisor has to tell him like stop engaging with him. Just let him talk.
Exactly.
According to medical records, Slade was forcibly injected multiple times while double cuffed to the gurney. While incapacitated, he was placed in leather restraints and put on a catheter. After his release, he would sue, asking for $10 million in damages. But the officers, of course, would ask to be granted qualified immunity and for the case to be dismissed. But the judge rejected the dismissal, ruling that officers Wheeler and Yabana are not entitled to qualified immunity.
Let's take a nice long look at these two idiots. Definitely people of color, Hispanic and Asian. Look at that. Hired in 2000 and 2003. Oh, they making over 6 figures as an LA cop. I mean, you have to because it's such an expensive city. Regular pay 116,000 plus overtime another 53,000. What? Oh, shitty ass cops try to get out of a case. Let's see what happens.
Immunity for the unconstitutional detention, excessive force, retaliation, violation of due process, violation of the Americans with Disabilities Act, violation of the Bain Act, battery, false arrest, imprisonment, and negligence. The judge further stated that the city is vicariously liable for the officers' actions. And now, the officers are set to face trial early next year over the false arrest, sexual abuse, and forced hospitalization. But there is no word whether or not they are to face criminal charges or if the LAPD plans to discipline the officers. So, let me know what you think of this in the comments down below. And
the problem with this is like, it's good that he's going to sue and they get no qualified immunity, which means they're going to be on the hook for something, I guess. The problem with this is that eventually that if he wins any kind of settlement, that's taxpayer money. And that's where this shit needs to change out of. It needs to come out of, imagine if they changed it so that this comes out of the police budget. You know, imagine if it comes out of the police budget and officers can be held directly civilly liable for payments. They would act a whole lot differently in their policing if they thought twice, like, maybe I should really think about this because I could lose my home. I could lose a lot. You know what I mean? And I know they're going to be here crying about, well, that means no one's going to want to be a police then. Well, you know, it's kind of like when they say this to us, right? When they're like, well, if you're driving and you're lawful, does it really matter if I ask to search your vehicle? Well, yeah, because off principle, I have a right to tell you no. I don't care that I'm riding squeaky clean. You have no, I'm not letting you in. So same kind of a concept. Like if you're doing your job right, what are you scared about? What are you scared about if the law changes and there's no qualified immunity? If officers are held civilly liable and can be sued directly on top of the police departments being sued, not the city, but the police department. Let them eat up their budget. I just think we put too much onus on policing in America. It's way too much, man. Like in Chicago, the police department gets the biggest chunk of the city budget. I forgot when I did a story on this a couple years ago, how many billions of dollars, I don't know if it was 6 billion, don't quote me on this, but it was a couple $1 billion that they allocated every year to police in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Billions. Meanwhile, Health and Human Services, health department, family child services, they get a fucking minuscule amount. If we just redistributed the budgets and we put more into these other areas of mental health, family services, jobs, it can make a huge impact by preventing those people from going down that path to lead to crime by intervening early on in their life, early on in their childhood and their teenage years. They get a job, they get help, that it keeps them on a better path. And that's why I think when they talk about defunding the police, I think it's a bad trigger word. It needs to be a redistribution of city budgets in policing to give more to these other areas, so that people could get help early on to help prevent them from running into the police down the road. You know what I mean? People use the term, like I said, defund the police. I think what it really is just redistribute those budgets. Don't give the police department such a huge budget. Start investing more of your city budget into these other areas, and that can have a profound impact. You know what I'm saying?